All right, everybody. You already know what today means. It's Let's Talk Photography. Come on now. Yes. And this week, we will be talking about prime versus zoom lenses. Okay. If you haven't seen my live stream of a photo shoot I did yesterday, I was using a prime lens only for the entire shoot, and I really enjoyed it. But yet I brought two zooms, never left the bag. So we're going to talk more about that. Also about a few new news tidbits about photography that we can talk about. Let's get right into it, shall we?
Join me every Thursday on YouTube for another live show of Let's Talk Photography. We cover the latest news, interviews with today's industry leaders, tips, tricks, lighting, cameras, and the business of photography. My weekly live stream is all about crowd participation. You're encouraged to ask questions, talk about the cool camera gear you've got or the camera gear you want to get. Hell, you could just join our open panel discussion during our Q&A portion of the show. The cost of access to Let's Talk Photography is very, very low. For today only, I'm hosting a very low price of free $99 to subscribe and press that bell icon to get notifications of my upcoming live streams. Now let's get back to the show.
Yes. Welcome, everybody. Okay. And I want to make sure you, for those that are watching right now, give yourself a round of applause. Come on. All right. So, where do we begin? I think we're going to first begin with the obvious, which is if you haven't been following me yet, shame on you. Okay. Go ahead and check me out. I'm over at Facebook. I'm on Instagram, which I think everybody on this planet is at this point in time. I'm on Threads, which I'm not sure who the heck's on there, but I post anyway. And I'm on TikTok. I'm pop locking while I'm doing my photo shooting. They're on TikTok. And of course, I am on Twitter, X, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or whatever initial Elon Musk gives that social site. I post there too, into the ether, into the interwebs. Okay. Just to let you know, I do have fashion photography Lightroom presets. Okay, I have 12 presets in this collection with fashion portrait photography in mind. All you got to do is head on over to my website, okay, and click on store, and it will take you right there. You can check out the before and after and all that good stuff. All right, so if you see any of the photos I've been posting on my Instagram, 95% of the time, I started the edit using my presets. Okay. And as you know, presets aren't the end game. It is a good starting point. Okay. And gets you in a pocket in a direction creatively that you can further adjust to what you need. Okay. But if you like any of the photos, you like the renderings of my photos that I post, then you may just like some of my Lightroom presets, and feel free to go check them out right now at robertsilverphotography.com. That's right. That's right over here. And there's the website right there, robertsilverphotography.com. I do, aside from my shop and everything else, I do also have workshops. Don't have any coming yet, but you want to you want to go ahead and sign up to my newsletter, because that's the best way to stay in the know. It's free 99, as my video stated, and the link is in the description section down below. All right, to sign up to my free newsletter, I'll be sending one out this Monday, matter of fact, with some content. And other people have asked to include fashion shows, like when they're upcoming, so in case they want to go check them out, which I thought was a great suggestion by some of these subs out here. Thank you, my subs. Really appreciate it. So I'll be including that too. So I just got to kind of do a little log, if you will, of what upcoming shows are about to happen. Now, I can't do in every location, but the ones I do come across, I'll be glad to add it. All right. Anyway, here's the shoot that I just did yesterday. I went live and I shot with the Nikon Z8 and an 85mm Young Yo f1.8 lens, the entire shoot. I loved it, and I shot wide open. Okay, I shot at 1.8 the entire time, and it got me asking a few questions. Okay, using that lens. One is like, why are people so afraid of like being okay with a 1.8 lens? It's like of course, we all want a 1.2 or 1.4 or something like that, but 1.8 is a pretty damn good, aperture to work with for low light. And the cost is really, really obtainable for almost anybody. Let me do a product drop. Okay. Let me do it. Let me see this. Oh, all right. It still sees my face. It still sees my face. There we go. Okay. I've had this cup for like 10 years. Anyway. Um, so what do you think is the issue? Why do people seem to like, are you no longer professional if you just have f1.8 lenses? What's up with that? They're far cheaper. Six, they'll be under under $1,000 for sure. $600, 6 to 800 for a decent, well built one for f1.8 prime lens. So I don't know. It just got me thinking. I really enjoyed using that lens, and I don't see. I mean, unless there's a crazy, crazy deal, I kind of just don't. I mean, besides the bokeh, obviously, um, the type of separation you're gonna get with the compression of the 1.2 versus 1.8, sure, I'll give you that. But um, I just, the between the price difference, you're talking almost $2,000 in some cases. I just don't see how that's justifiable in so many ways. But feel free to let me know. Let me know. I do have a 50 f1.2, the Z lens, and I absolutely love it. But since I have the 85-1.8, I guess that's why I've been slow to maybe try to grab the 85-1.2 for the Z8, Z6 III, and the Z9, the cameras I have. I seem to be, it seems to be just fine. Plus, I love how compact it is. It's super small. It only has like a 57 millimeter filter thread. It's made out of metal. I showed it earlier during the photo shoot live stream yesterday, and it's really great. I mean, to be nice and small and compact, you're not going to get that from a 1.2 or something. Anyway, looks like we got a couple comments. Let's check out these comments, shall we? All right. So I prefer primes. Okay, Roy, thank you for tuning in today. I prefer primes in the studio, but zooms if I need to go out in unpredictable environment. Okay. Shout out to you. That's the way I felt yesterday. I was like, let me bring the 24-70 and the 70-200. I thought I was going to primarily use the 70-200 Z lens. And then last minute, I just put the 85-1.8 in the bag. And then sure enough, it never left my camera. And I enjoyed it. I had the space to back up and everything else, being on the beach. And I just enjoyed the separation. I liked it. Okay. So go figure. Usually if I'm just shooting prime only, it would be that 50 f1.2, right? That seems for me the safest prime lens to work with for portraits. If you want some decent separation, you don't have to get super close. But also, if you want more of the environment, you don't need to step back super far. You can still communicate with your subject. So a 50 seems to be like that for me, the holy grail for the portraits I take, at least. Fajar says, "Good morning from Southeast Asia." Shout out to you, Fajar. Good morning, by the way. And Vic comes in and says, "I remember f2.8 was gold. Still is to me. F2.8 is nothing to sneeze at. It's amazing what they're doing to make more zooms 2.8. So that's pretty impressive. I think, when my 24-120 becomes 2.8, now that would be the ultimate travel lens. But I'm still happy with it being f4. But I do notice a difference. We all do from f4 to 2.8 and as well as in low light, right? But 2.8 is super solid. There's nothing wrong with it. But with the primes, I just couldn't understand. It's hard. It's harder for me to really suggest and recommend people to go straight to the f1.2 when you could save so much and maybe wait a little bit longer, but yet have great separation in primes um, that a prime can deliver in a f1.8. And for most people, it'll be just fine. And it's way more lighter and portable, right? Mark Man comes in. What's good? But the Plena, though, you already know. You already know about the Plena, man. That's on the top of my list, but it's just not on a priority at this moment. But it is there. I need to get that in the 14 to 24 f2.8 Z lens. Believe it or not, when I converted all to the Z system in Nikon, that was the one lens I lost because of the trade-in value of the DSLR gear and everything else. I was like, all right, I don't use the 14 to 24 as much or nearly as much as the 24 to 70 and 7200 for the portrait work. And but now I'm starting to miss it. Now that I'm doing a lot more video, I want to have that 14 to 24. I need that. I'd like that nice and wide angle for video. And being that it's 2.8, that means I get a little bit better action in low light. So that's pretty awesome too. Fajar says, I enjoy prime than zooms. I'm in a creative and niche side of photography. Unique looks of some primes, especially in vintage lenses, are just different. I hate bringing zooms. I overthink composition. There you go. Yeah, I know what you mean. I like the fact that with a prime, you have to use your 5-point toe zoom and actually move, right? And perhaps direct the model or your subject a little bit more. You're more engaged in the act of taking a photo, I guess. You can call it. With a zoom, you can just go in and out and push in and push out. And there's nothing wrong with it, but I just feel a little bit more engaged. Just like when you use a Nikon ZF and you're turning all the knobs, you feel more engaged in the process of taking photos, and you're doing more thinking. And that could be good, especially for younger photographers, to only leave the house with a 35 mil, to only leave the house with a 50 or something like that. You start to really strengthen your skills and understanding the process of capturing the photo rather than just spray, shoot more often. And I think a zoom, you may tend to, just because you can from that one position, all of a sudden zoom in, boom, at 50, at 70, at 24, and get a few shots versus actually moving and creating the image in itself. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but I hope it does. Anyway, Fajar, I just built to zoom with my feet. There you go. Exactly. You got your 5-point toe zoom, baby. Okay. 5-point toe zoom. All right. Let me check here. Ironically, I am live on Instagram right now. Oh, it looks pretty cool. Look at that. Shout out to Instagram. Okay. It is it looks pretty dope. Okay, unfortunately, their comments or anything won't pop up over here on StreamYard, but it looks pretty dope. Yeah, and the quality is pretty cool. It's not vertical, but it's horizontal, but it's done in a nice way. So shout out to StreamYard and Instagram integrate and make that happen. Okay. Mark Tisdale is in the house. Okay. I'm a prime guy for 1.4 or 1.2. I know, man. You're loving it. That 3514 is awfully tempting. I'm really happy that Nikon's come up with these 1.4s that are super affordable. Now, obviously, you're gonna sacrifice perhaps in the build quality, but if you need it, and you need some extra light. 1.4s under $1,000, not shabby, because their 1.2s are like $2,200, $2,500. That's a big difference. Maybe that from the 1.4 to 1.2 isn't that big of a difference for most people to justify paying another $1,200. So shout out to Nikon for creating, levels of quality at different price points that majority of people could find which one works best for them, right? Fajar, I hate packing 70 to 200, 2.8 to my bag. Hence why I probably will never sell the 10514. I can borrow the zoom from any other mate. Hey man, that 10514 was by far my favorite prime lens from Nikon until the Plena. Come on. That Plena took it over real quick. That Plena is so gorgeous. I love it. Um Fajar says, but Nikon's 518S is so bargain that I almost didn't consider the 1.2 before I tried and rented myself. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like now that I have the Young Yo 8518, autofocus is fine, zero issues. Um and then when I think, well, would I get the 8512? I'm like, okay, what am I getting for another $1,500? What am I really getting out of that lens for that $1,500? Would I use that prime lens that often? And since I have the 1.8, it's kind of hard to be like, it's hard to justify it for me. The Plena is different. Okay. That's a whole nother situation. That's worth the money. But that's just me. Markman comes back. I want 8512 because I love the look, but the price doesn't sit well with me. So I will stick with the 8518. More than good enough. Absolutely. And that's exactly my point. Okay. And I think Macho Man agrees.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he agrees too. So again, that goes to what I was saying. It's like from 1.8 to 1.2 with the aperture, but the price difference, you're like, okay, what am I really getting out of $1,500? And would I use this lens $1,500 more? Right? So maybe Mark, when they come out with the 85 1.4 might be justifiable because if it's still around $600 to $800 for the f1.4, that might be the perfect match made in heaven in terms of better low light performance, better separation, compression, and all that, but yet not breaking the bank. Right. And I'm quite sure they'll have that out soon enough. Fashar says, I'm having 16 1.8, 24 to 120 f4, and 105 for the rest of 2015. Wish me luck. Come on now. He's coming in hot and heavy. He doesn't care. He's going in for the whole year uh with just these three lenses, which covers all your bases, quite honestly. Get great portraits with the 105, everyday candid stuff with the 24 to 120, nice wide shots with the 16 and 1.8, and that gives you good low light performance. Yeah. If that works for you, man, there you go. I'm not mad at you. Mark Tisdale says the 104 is nice, but I need the 102. Hi-yo. I know, Mark. I know. Just send me a picture when you get it. Crispy lighting, a low ISO. You can't beat it. But for you, when you do weddings, I can see why, especially whether you do video or your stills. Low light is going to be, it's necessary for you to be able to overcome those obstacles, right? And having those fast lenses will be good for you. See, for you is different. Me, I'll just turn up the light. I'm in a controlled situation most of the time. I'll bring lighting. And so to justify that extra price is a little bit harder. The Plena, though, because it has such a unique character, um, and that compression is ridiculous. That's why for me, it's really just about when, not really price. Okay. We got drunk wedding photographer. Oi, mates. There we go. Thank you for tuning in. And we have Fajar. Last Trinity Prime lens of F mount are some of my favorites. 2814E, 5814G, and 10514E. Yes, that 105 was by far, that was the last F mount lens that I sold. But I sold it, traded it in to get the Z9. There you go. I traded in the D850 and that lens with the D850. Oh my God, that's a match made in heaven. That's a match made in heaven. Okay. So I'd have to give that match a serious Final Fantasy win. Markman says, I'd rather invest in lights. I have enough lenses that can get good shots. That's not a bad route to go. Your lenses will be fine, but creative lighting and understanding how to use it is probably a better investment of your time for sure, with portraits and stuff like that. That's what I noticed more about photographers on Instagram or social media than anything else. I never I never looked at a feed and was like, I wonder what lens he used. I noticed the lighting though, whether it's good or not, right? How if that person knows how to apply it, um, where the key lighting was placed and does that complement the subject or not? I noticed those things more, but I for sure never think about what camera or the lens that other photographer used, right? So subliminal and not subliminally. So obviously, lighting is more impactful for me in determining a good photo. Composition too, of course, you all know composition is king. Um, but lighting for sure over what lens they actually used. Remember the questions we ask each other as photographers, the common people don't do. They don't ask it. They don't ask about what lens, what aperture, what settings, and whatnot. They just said it looks great. Smash the like, and they move. They keep scrolling. Mark Tisdale comes back. That 102S lens is just a clarity machine with that separation. Oh, 100%. I mean, that's why I love the 51 too. I'm sure the 85 one too, when I tested it out, was gorgeous. It was a chunk of a lens though. Gorgeous. And yeah, 100%. It's just the money. I mean, if we all had it, if we all got it like that, we'd all have it, right? So, uh David Stewart comes in. Good to see you. Really good day, Roy, and the drunken wedding photographer. There we go. It's always good to see the same faces on the streams. Mark Tisdale comes back. Low light is my favorite to shoot. So 1.2 appeals best for me. Not super worried about the extra cost. It'll pay for itself. There you go. Okay. And that's the way to think about it. Is like, okay, will it pay for itself? Will I use it? Will the gigs that I'm using this for be directly impacted positively making that purchase decision? So there you go. Shout out to you. I can't wait to see you do what you do and shoot them go-karts. Mark Man comes in. Last week I seen on Nikon's refurbished site, they had the 8512 for $2,000. What?
Oh yeah!
That's crazy. Um, that's fantastic. 8512 for 2K, huh? Dang, okay. Shoot. You just gotta sit around and wait. Someone's gonna sell something. You know what I do notice though? When I go to Facebook Marketplace, I don't see that many great Z lenses on there. Always like the kit, right? The 24 to 70 f4. But I don't really see Z lenses on there because I'm always snooping. I'm looking for them, right? I actually have my Z9 on Facebook Marketplace right now. And so I'm always looking at Z lenses and see what's there. I saw a Z14 to 24. So if I could sell my Z9, I would probably go pick up that 14 to 24. That I would. It would live probably on the Z63 for video. Anyway, David comes back and he says, most portraits that I shoot are of wildlife. Okay. What lenses would you be using for that wildlife? Zooms or primes? David, zooms or primes? Let's hear it. Fajar says, I purchased a 24 to 120 f4 for the studio mostly. I do cosplays. If you blow out the background of your theme studio, that felt like a sin. Oh man. Okay, well, we don't want to do that. Okay. So I see what you mean, because for you, it's not just the subject himself, but it's the environment that the subject is in. So there you go. So F4, I think, would be just fine. In studio anyway, because somebody asked me, they're like, why did you shoot at F10? I'm like, in studio, I tend to shoot at like F9 through F11, depending on what I'm doing, because I like to make sure everything is sharp and focused and very sharp, especially if I'm doing beauty work or something like that. Okay. Mark Tisdale comes back and says, go karts, yes, for video. We have some sick Halloween low light boudoir coming up too. That's where the lenses would really shine. That's what's up, man. I like that. Okay. All right. Dave came back. He says, I have the 800 PF, great for wildlife portraits. That, man, 800. That's what's up. That's what's up. My first time I went to Yosemite, okay, this is a stupid short little story, okay? The first time I went to Yosemite was shoot, when the heck was that? 2018 or something, right? I was working at Mike's camera. Shout out to Mike's. And we went on over to the store. My store manager and I went to Yosemite. He took me there. And I was so at awe at the beauty of Yosemite, right? The vastness, the nature, the peace, the quiet, the stillness. And we're driving in to where all the main lobby, or not lobby, the main cabins and whatnot. So we passed the entrance and we're just driving, and all of a sudden I saw a bear. I saw a bear, and it wasn't at a zoo. I was like, yo, this thing is crazy. A bear. And I had the Nikon. What did I? Oh, I had a Nikon D500 and the 70 to 24, 70 to 24. Excuse me. What the heck? The 70 to 200 f2.8 for f mount attached. I jumped out. I said, pull over, pull over, pull over. And just because I was so excited, I started running toward the bear, and it was a smaller bear, like a little, might have been not like a baby bear, but it was like a medium size, right? Almost adult or something. And I ran for like 25 feet into the woods. And I was like, to try to get this picture of a bear, right? There's a brown bear, a black bear, something. And then I realized, wait a minute, I'm in the woods. What a bear! What the heck? So then I ran my scared butt right back to that car so quick. And I was like, yo, what the hell did I just do? But I was just so excited to get the picture of the bear. I didn't get the picture of the bear. So there you go. Okay. It is what it is. Anyway, that was just a fun little situation. But hey, it happens. It happens. All right. Real quick, please, if you have any time, make sure you smash that like, that share, subscribe, and yes, hit the bell icon. I mean, hit it so that you can get notifications for my upcoming videos. Okay. This weekend on Saturday, that's right, this Saturday, I will be at a fashion show. I will be going live. I think I'm going to go live during a photo shoot. I want to try to do a photo shoot with a model or two before the show begins. Then I'm going to record the show and the photography and everything, but then I'm going to post it later. Reason why is because the last time I went live during a fashion show, I got copyright strike like so many times. I thought it was tons of, like, I just thought it was a lot of slaps to my face. It was nuts how many like negative stripes to my channel, but they were like, we're not monetizing this, we're not putting it here, we're not putting it there. It was like, wow. And it was because the DJ was playing all this commercial music, and of course that means I got screwed. So next time I'm going to pre-record it and add royalty-free music over it so you can see, as well as the photos that I take on the runway. But I will be going live on YouTube. All right. On YouTube. That's why you got to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. during some photo shoots before the show begins. So hopefully you all tune in Saturday. It'll be like early afternoon ish, late morning. I'm thinking. It all depends how fast the models get ready. But I already have 2 models that want to do like a little mini shoot. Okay. Anyway, let's go back. Again, as I said earlier, make sure you sign up for my free newsletter to stay in the know. And all you got to do is go press that link in the description section down below. All right. I haven't, there is something I do want to go over. Okay. As I mentioned earlier, I had a live stream photo shoot yesterday using natural light and an 85mm lens with my Z8. Okay. But I was besides going live, I was also recording behind the scene video. And I've just been so happy with this particular purchase. I have to show all of you. All right. So let's get to the product highlight of this week's Let's Talk Photography episode. Let's go. All right. So there you go. You see, I spare no expenses for you all right. I spare no expenses. So check it out. If this thing wants to focus, there we go. All right. This is contrast phase detect, this camera right here. There we go. So the photo focus is horrible. All right. It's the GoPro 12. Now, this isn't something new, obviously. It's been out, and the 13 just came out like 2 weeks ago. Okay. But I made this purchase during Prime Day in July. And I'm telling you, I can't be more happier to have bought this stupid little thing. I tell you that. This thing was durable as hell. It's dropped so many times. You have the 1/4-inch screw right here. Okay. I have a 1/4-inch screw. You also could do all of your, if this thing decides to focus, let me stand up. Let me stand up. There you go. All right. So if I'm away from there we go. So you have your 1/4-inch screw right there. You have, the little GoPro clippy things for all their accessories. All right. But most importantly, this thing has magnificent horizon lock. It's called horizon lock. Like it just stays stable if you're walking. It's crazy. It's really good. All right. Wow. I'm having, you know what? Let me do this. When I'm wider out, it seems to do better. Seems to do better. There we go. I think it's because I'm too close to the lens. Anyway, so we have that. Now, of course, you can see the screen in the front, so you can cue yourself if you just want to hold it. I love that it fits like literally in the palm of my hand. Okay, GoPros are clutch for photographers who want to make content. And I'll tell you why. 2 reasons. Well, maybe a couple more reasons. One is the size. So I live in Oakland, so I always have to be conscious of the size of my cameras if I leave the house because folks see something that look expensive, they'll come up and grab it or something. You know what I mean? GoPros are durable as hell. It'll drop in the water, whatever, you're going to be good to go. This thing records D-Log, GoPro's D-Log 420L D-Log. So you could color grade this footage and match it, try to at least. It does 4K. Does it do 4K 120? I can't remember if it does 120, 4K 120, but it does 5.3 up to 5.3K video. I really like this. So all you got to do really is you just press it, starts recording, and I put this on a stupid little tripod I would for my mobile phone, and this thing records all the BTS I need. So a lot of times I try to get somebody to help me record, and a lot of times they're not available. Okay? That's just the way it goes. But a GoPro, if you're trying to record yourself filming, is clutch. It's clutch. And this is on sale, but when they have Prime Day again, look for the GoPro 12. Skip the 13. It's not that huge of a difference, but the price drop is. The price difference will be. And I'm so glad when I got this, I got it $100 off. So it was $299. And then I bought that new lens mod thing if you want it super duper wide with extra stabilization, whatever. Okay. But even running it like this is more than fine. super small. You get all the content you need, record yourself. It'll record vertically too. If you want to do some vertical content, it'll do that for you as well. All right. So you have a camera that literally fits in the palm of your hands up to 5.3K. Slow-mo, time lapse, all that stuff. I'm only sharing this because it was clutch for me. It was windy out and everything. And the bigger your rig is, sometimes when it gets windy, it may tip over or at least a chance to. This GoPro kept going. I got splashed by water from waves because of the high tide. This thing keeps going. Okay, so if you want to record yourself with content, the you I can't over emphasize how clutch a GoPro or some sort of nice action cam. Get a good one. Get a name brand, GoPro or the DJI Action. Okay, I think I like the specs on the Action. I mean, on the Action on this a little bit more, quite honestly, up to 5.3K. And at that time was the Action 3 or something. It doesn't do 5.3K. And I just like to have that option. Not that I would, but normally I shoot everything 4K, 4K 30, something like that. But I like that it does D-Log or their G-Log or whatever they call it. But it's like 420 10-bit, but it's better than not. So, and with GoPros, you can attach these things to freaking a lollipop. Like you can attach these things on everything. There's so many accessories. I got a whole bundle of accessories for literally $25. It was ridiculous. And it came with a case. So again, the reason why I'm mentioning this as the product highlight is that if you need to record content of yourself shooting, tutorial, and look at that, it just, the Nikon just sees my face. It doesn't, there we go. Let's see if it does it there. Okay, anyway. If you need content, the GoPro is going to be the way to go. All right. So that is the end of this week's product highlight. All right, let's check some of these here comments. People are probably mad at me talking about GoPro out of nowhere. Fajar says the Godox 8600 BM heavy, but man, it's one piece of equipment. Don't surpass the 8200 Pro, though in my eyes, this thing is so compact. I love it. Oh, Fajar, you have the 8200 Pro. Right on. I'm looking at it. I have the original, which I've made video. I made a video on it, and I've shared in the past how the 8200 is one of the most underrated flash off-camera flashes out there, bar none. Bar none. 200 watts is pretty good for most people. TTL, high speed sync, etc. And yes, it does work with the new trigger, Godox trigger. That's what I use it with. I was actually thinking about bringing it tomorrow because it's so transportable. The battery lasts longer than the shots they promoted, like 300 something. And those batteries are cheap. They're like $60. So 8200 is pretty solid. So the Pro, if you don't have one, the Pro is definitely worth it. I think it's like 350. And then the original one I got for like $200 to $300. So it's not like you're paying that much more of a premium for the new version. Tommy Brantley comes on in. Hello all. I recently got the Plenum refurbished from Nikon for 1907. Couldn't believe it. I jumped on it instantly. Hey Tommy, that's a deal. That's a deal right there. That's on principle. You would have to get it. Otherwise, never mention that you saw it for that price. Okay. So yeah, that's how good of a deal. It's so good that you can't tell other people because they'll be like, why did you miss out on that? Come on, man. So great share right there. Manila Martin comes in from the Philippines. What's up, man? Always good to see you, Martin. Always shooting his studio portraits on Instagram. Check him out. And T Will's in the house. I've been using GoPro 7 for years. Works perfectly for whoever I need to include music videos. Shout out to you, man. That's what I'm telling you. These little I didn't realize, like, because when GoPro, the way they advertise this, it's like if you don't have that lifestyle where I'm biking and some sort of amazing adventuristic Neo Geo lifestyle, right? Or National Geographic, excuse me, lifestyle, it's like, why would you have these? But as a content creator, these are clutch. It's literally a cameraman for me. And they're nice and wide, even on because I don't shoot at the widest. I shoot at it's called like linear or something. Okay. Maybe it's like 24 millimeter, more than enough. It's sharp, it's fine, solid 1 inch sensor. Man, it's all you need. And then boom, now you have all the content of you shooting. So if you want to create content of yourself, get yourself an action cam. T Will, I still have the GoPro 5. Okay. So I have the GoPro 5, but I have the cheap version of the GoPro 5 where it only does 1080p. Okay. I got that action cam because it was literally $199. All right. And I got a discount on top of it because I worked at Mike's Camera at the time. So I was like, all right, let me just grab it up. It was like $150. But boy, did I regret it. But I still have it. Works perfectly fine. But this is King Kong right here with the stabilization and everything else. T Will, you already know. Let's go. Fajar says, I'm between 8100 Pro and 8200 Pro. Both are slept on, but I think the 100 Pro is even more underrated since most people already have V100 80 Pro. The 8100 Pro is a soda can size light. Yes, but I'd rather get just twice as much power and the price point. Look at the price point. You know what? Let's take a look at it. Let's look at the price point on Amazon. So we got 8100 Pro. So that is $299. And now, oh my God, I absolutely hate when Apple does this bullshit with the pinwheel. Excuse me for cursing, people. Take your chillins out the room. I'm about to vent. All right, here we go. Oh my God, I literally want to just smash this computer sometimes when I see that stupid spinning wheel. Well, when it decides, I'll just go to my cell phone. I'll just go to my cell phone because this is just ridiculous. So now let's look at the 200 Pro. So 199. What was it? So this is the 200 Pro is $299. So same price. Oh, wait, whoa. Correction. Oh, yeah, $299 is the average price for the 100. So we're talking the same price. Yeah, I'll go with, though the soda can appeal is really nice, the 8200 reigns supreme. Twice as much power, and that thing's a beast in terms of reliability. I've dropped my 8200 a few times. I'm like, holy Christ, I don't know why it still likes me. So shout out to the 8200. I have the original and I still rock with it, man. It's awesome. Especially during sunset shoots, you'll be fine, right? If you're shooting sunset, golden hour, 200, you're fine. So that's just me. I think the value is in the 8200. You're not going to be, no one's going to ever change my mind. Not that you're trying, but you just can't. For that price, yeah. And you get 400 watt. You just stick two of them together on that adapter, that S Bowens mount adapter with two of them. Now you got 400. But if you need some edge lighting, some hair lighting, or backlighting, boom, you got two of them, $600. It's pretty good. TTL, high speed sync. Here you go. You ready to rock and roll? T Will, only problem I've had with the GoPro 7 is overheating shooting in wide 4K. I got a 5 also, baby. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. T Will, the funny is, wait, hold on. He says, my GoPro 5 is just sitting collecting dust now. Yeah, mine is too. It's in a little box over there. But if I need it, it's clutch. I got two cameras then, right? Also, it's a little bit smaller than the 12 too. So if I need to stick it somewhere just to get some shots, I could. But at least this shoots higher res. I mean, this thing's a champ, so I'm not gonna go through the list. Let's see. Oh yeah, I haven't had any overheating issues with my 12 at all. And I used to shoot conferences with it just for an extra angle, and that thing would just keep going. It would be the battery that would be my problem. I'd have to make sure I pay attention to when a battery's gonna die, or I just excuse me, I just put the USB-C here and see if it'll hide my face. Okay, put the USB-C right there, and then it keeps on going all day. This thing's a monster. But yes, I have to pay attention to the battery life. David Stewart says, I think that Red Raw on a Nikon will require the X-Speed 8. We will see. I'm excited. If they can get it to produce Red Raw on a Z9 and Z8 or the Z6 III, that would be kind of monster. It'd be terrific. Now, the only thing is that we'll have to realize you're not going to create exact, but it'll be very you could probably match them up as best you can, but you're not going to get the same like bit rate and everything else and the bit depth, right? While the Z6 Mark III might give us 200 or whatever, 250, something like that. The Komodo X is going to give us like what I think it's like over 500 megabits a second. So we do have to just keep that in mind too as we're recording. But nonetheless, it will be fantastic to be able to match video from a Z6 III or Z8, Z9 with a Komodo X. That because then all your Nikons become excellent B cams to your Komodo. So shout out to Nikon. If they could pull that off, yeah, I'd be celebrating. And we'd be going live talking all about it. T Will comes back, says GoPros don't do good with low light, but that's most cameras today. Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. That's why being able to shoot at log with this camera is clutch. Therefore, I can have some latitude to adjust later on in post. It is 1-inch sensor. So like any other camera, we just know when and where to use it. But if you're outside, again, for me, when I shoot on location, I want to record B-roll. This thing's awesome. Can't complain, you know? And, for a camera for $300, well worth it. Well worth it, right? Okay, let's see here. I have a few things of news that we should go over before. Okay, we got like another hour. Let's talk about it, okay? Let's get to some of these here news. Whoops. There. All right. You see, I have I think I have 9,200 subs finally. So thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you all. Really appreciate it. So that graphic right there is 9,200 subs worth right there. Okay. So it's only going to get better. I promise. All right. So check out this article. I'm not sure if you saw this. This is at digitalcameraworld.com. And if you don't know Bruce Gilden, but he's like a very like a legendary street photographer in New York. I believe he's New York. But he says, I'll be broke in a year. Is the era of the pro photographer over with? Ooh. Dang. That cuts deep. That cuts real deep. But it got me thinking about where we are in photography, the impact of technology, whether people have budgets for certain things, etc. Right? Are we creating enough value as a photographer? Let's talk about that. Are we creating value that is perceived by our potential clients? You have to. One thing, more than ever, since COVID, let's just say since COVID, you have to be. There is just no way you cannot adapt to this ever increasing. How can I say, speed of change? Like the revolution is happening right in front of our face at such a fast rate. You cannot deny not you can't deny the technology and not embrace some of it because it's happening and it's going to leave you in the dust. Now, let's go ahead and check out this article a little bit more. While we want to take our passion for photography to the next level, whether it's getting better at street photography, sports, landscapes, we all strive to think that maybe one day we could turn our passion into a business. Okay. Uh, Gilden Bruce has been a star player with the Magnum Photos roster, and one would presume him being a known name in the industry with many accolades to his name, galleries, prints, photography books, that Gilden might be rolling in hard cash. This quote from the video really hit home to me. Bruce talks about how in the last 5 years he has self-funded his projects and goes on to say, I have all these things I want to do, but not the funds to do it. I'll be broke in a year. You can watch the whole 5-minute eye opening right here. Go to Dream World, digitalcameraworld.com, and you can read this article. Okay. But in the writer's perspective, he says, got him thinking about the era of the pro photographer. Is it over? I mentioned above that all of us want to take our hobby and make it a job. And I was incredibly lucky to have lived that journey. But most importantly about this article, it's got me thinking is like, how are we adapting to change? Are we shocked that even someone like him is going through hard times? Right? What does this say to new photographers? This certainly isn't like a motivational speech when he's saying, I'll be broke in a year. You know, I think it would do us. I gotta watch the interview. So, guilty me. I did not watch the interview. Okay. That was shame on me. But it's like perhaps we should concentrate on, okay, what did he learn? So hopefully the next crew of us, the next generations behind him can learn from. I could say immediately that um perhaps you, you got to listen to the street. What is it that people are wanting? We all know that editorial work has dwindled, right? If you want to shoot for magazines and stuff, they don't have staff writers like they used to. It's more like freelance if you're lucky. And even then, for how they're going to use your photos and stuff, you're not getting the prices or the rates that once was thrown around really well because advertising was put into print. Now it's on social media and everything else. So therefore, they just don't have the budget. So therefore, like as a professional who grew up then, I would be thinking, I did not, but I would be considering, okay, how do I re-examine my approach, my strategy as a photographer to make ends meet? Unfortunately, at the same time, you're battling inflation and everything else. In the past 4 years, inflation is ridiculous, as well as, interest rates and everything else. It doubled since COVID, right? It was like under 3, now it's 6 or something. So that impacts purchasing power, etc. So I get it. So, it just got me thinking about like my own strategy. Am I doing enough to weather the storm? Right. I noticed that like, here's one thing I'm going to go through a little memory lane here, a little story time. I noticed even for myself that I couldn't just um, increase my rates. Just increasing your rates is not enough to keep up with inflation because eventually you'll price yourself out of your market, right? You'll price yourself out of your market and then you're chasing a price tag and that never wins. So you have a set price that you feel is worth your work due to the experience that you're bringing to the table. And then you really just have to make sure that you're creating value. People buy things they deem valuable, right? whether it be a camera, a lens, a hat, a stupid belt for $300 from Gucci, whatever they deem valuable, people find a way, broke or not, rich or poor. If they find it valuable, they buy it. I don't think a Tesla is like really the best car to get, but man, a lot of people find it valuable and they get it, especially that stupid Tesla truck. But I see them parked. Someone bought it. They saw it was valuable. They find a way to get the money. So I think photographers more than ever has to really lead with value, not price. That's a fact. People will pay your price. But I think what's going to drive more impact for your business is leading with value. Is my packages really valuable for the kind of people that may be interested in my style of photography? Is my approach? How can I do more or add more to that package that won't cost me more to do, but will add more value to those choosing that package? Right? Like, you ever heard a lost leader? Maybe throw in a lost leader, whatever that is. Let's say if you do family portraits, throw in a free 8x10, something like that to juice it up. It might cost you $6 to print it, but you know what? That extra additional $50 value to their mind might be like, okay, I'm gonna at least get something free out of it. I know a lot of family photographers throw in prints, but I'm just giving you a stupid example. Okay. Anyway, so that's just one story that got me thinking. Really interesting. Let me see how I can. No. There we go. Well, look at that. All right. Well. All right. Let's check out some of these here comments. Fajar says, I'm starting to include video in my rates starting 2025. Can't deny the market. You already know, Fajar, you know more than most people because you tune in. Now, I've been telling you, photography alone will no longer cut it. Gotta throw in some video somewhere, even if it's like you're making short verticals for people, because they'll add, if you add short vertical reels in your wedding packages, okay? Mark Tisdale, if you're watching, short vertical video production as an additional add-on. I bet people would take it. Make them 4, 6, 10 videos, whatever it is, right? They'll add it on for another, $1,000. Boom. 500, 600, whatever it is for you. So yes, awesome. Way to go, Fajar. I'm glad to hear it. And yes, the market is telling you it's time to get into video. All of the lenses that are coming out, all of the tech in the firmware updates, the software, it's all video centric. All right. Drunk wedding photographer comes back and says Bruce Gilden is an overrated hack that said injuries have been non-existent as of late. And that's across the board with all wedding vendors right now. Well, I'd never really followed him. I knew of him when I first started photography. He was a name that was like, brought up and everything. But the message is what we're concentrating on, right? Not the person, the message. But duly noted, drunk wedding photographer, really appreciate it. And then thank you for being honest, Rob. Lots of cats out here wilding. Hey man, I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it real. Just keeping it real. Sometimes I kept it so real I ran up to a bear almost. I was that close to him, but damn it, I ran close enough where I was like, I'm running up to a bear. Better get the hell out of here. So King Kirk comes in. Rob, I'm doing the reverse. I'm going to use my red to do some photography. What the heck? Dang. Okay, King Kirk. Let me know how that goes. That's beast. Seriously, let me know how that goes. And hey, if you can, King Kirk, hey, send me, if you could DM me on Instagram, send me a picture of you using your red as a photography camera for real. I want to post that. That would be dope. Drunk wedding photographer says inquiries, not injuries. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me go back. Uh, oh, that said inquiries have been non-existent. Dang, that hurts. But I get it. Sometimes you have your lows, but he's feeling it. That's why I always keep my expenses dumb low. Keep them cheap. I'm wearing a shirt from Nikon right now. Look at that. Okay. It's a nice blue shirt. I actually like the color. I like the shirt. It fits good. So screw it. I'm wearing it. I'm keeping my expenses low, not living high on a hog. All these lights you see were from companies that sent me lights to review. I didn't buy these. Okay. It's not to brag. It's to say I'm cheap. So I just reuse them. So shout out to Lume Cube right here. All right. So that's it. So keep your expenses low. You never know when you hit a slump, and you're glad you had that cheap man's mentality to weather through the storm. There's no shame in the game. All right, because what does it say? So that you can live to fight another day as a creative. All right. So we got another. Let me get to this other situation here. Where is it? Oh, this is actually pretty cool. All right, this is what I want to talk about right here. All right, this is cool. I'm just pulling it up. Give it a second, folks. All right, this is actually pretty cool. All right, this thing is all right. There we go. Let's go to the next piece of news right here, and there we go. As many of you know, Tamron just relaunched, whatever, their 90 mil f 2.8 DI Mark III macro lens for Nikon Z mount. Let's go. I love this lens, at least when I had it. But when I had this lens, I won it in a photo competition. Okay, I won it for this photo right here. Can't see it right there. Okay, I shot it, no retouching at all. Let me see if I can pull it up on my website for you. Okay, give me a second here. Go to fashion. I believe I had it on my website. That's that. Oh, I thought I did. Well, I think this was shot with it. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't even say. Gosh, that's so embarrassing. Stupid. Let me see here. Oh God, I love that. Why isn't this on my website? It's almost shameful because I really love that photo. Maybe it's on my portraits here. Don't know why. It should be. Okay. All right. Well, it is what it is. It's right there on my wall. I wanted to show you the actual photo that I took, but clearly it's not on my website, which is almost shocking and shameful. So shame on me. All right. That's how much, but I do love that photo so much that I actually printed it. And when I printed it, it's actually right there on metal. I printed it on metal. But anyway, it was a Tamron photo contest that they were hosting to all the retailers. So Mike's Camera, whoever. And I won like third place, right? And we had to use that lens, the Tamron 90 millimeter macro, but you can't retouch anything. They wanted to see everything. So no increasing of shadows, contrast. I mean, not shadows, contrast, sharpness, or nothing. They wanted the macro. And I did that shot right here. And that's how I won that lens. And I used to use it all the time for weddings. It's a great macro lens for weddings, rings and details and stuff like that. The autofocus could have been better, but again, this is F mount, and for some reason, the Tamron communicating with the F mount, like it just wasn't always on par. But now I'm quite sure, being that this is made for Z mount and technology has changed dramatically over the past 8 years and stuff, that it's going to work perfectly. And that lens, though, it was sharp as hell. It was sharp. I would consider this lens, if I didn't already own the 105 macro lens, uh, Z cam, the Z 105. So, if you already got it, then you kind of don't need this. But this is this is really, really nice. I'm glad that Nikon's like, I think this is like the sixth lens that Tamron's opened up for Nikon. Let me see if I can see any others. Yeah, they have a bunch of other lenses here. Let me see if they have like an actual list. No, but I was hoping they had more. So full frame camera, high resolution, yada yada, 12 blade aperture, includes 4 low dispersion lenses in there, blah 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 blah. But ultimately, it says it's compact, lightweight. It doesn't tell me the filter thread. Kind of curious, but it looks pretty nice in her hand, so I can't imagine this being a huge lens. But everybody needs a macro, Everyone needs a macro. It's very handy to have, portrait or otherwise. If you do beauty work, a macro is really fun to use. Get some crazy detailed shots of the face. So that is that for that macro lens. The next piece of cool news. Well, first, let me just check the comments real quick. Okay. Okay, here we go. Have you used the DZO Arliss? No, I haven't used those. I was looking at the Athenia, I think they're called. The Athenia lenses. Let me see. Hold on. It's on my where the heck did I? Here we go. Go to my list here. Video. And these are the primes I was looking at. The Nisi Athena. The Nisi Athena. They have a 5 lens kit. Check this out. Okay. They have a 5 lens kit for $6,000. And you get all these luscious primes. Okay. 14, 25, 35, 50, and 85. That's pretty sweet. Okay. And I've heard a lot of good things about these lenses for $5,700. That'll get you going. You can record your film. You can film everything with this set, all in one package for $6,000, and it's T1.9s. T1.9s, full frame. So that's what I've been kind of eyeballing. I do have here. All right, you caught me right here. In my cart, I actually have T Artisans, but these are super cheap. But I was like, you know what? For $1,200, you get a 35, a 50, and an 85. Buy a wide cine lens right here, T Artisan, and as a starter cine kit. But this would be the that I'm serious. Like, I'd get these Nisi Athenas. So I hope that helps in any way. Ken Crook. So yes, exactly, Ken Crook. So yeah, I'm eyeballing those. Those are in my wish list, but right now it's kind of a wish. Unless I get a bigger, I'm actually in development, not development. I'm in negotiation for an option deal. And if I can get the script, my first dramatic feature, it's going to be real good. It's a suspense thriller. And if I can get my hands on that script, then I will be purchasing some cine lenses for that. I want to have a set that I own. I don't want to rent them out. I want to keep them. So hopefully I could tie in some of the production cost and gear cost or whatnot in the production, and raise funds to be able to get a set of cine lenses. All right. So that's kind of what I'm doing with those primes right there with the cine primes and all. Let's see. Let me see how this Instagram's looking. Hey, look at that. Instagram's looking pretty sweet. It's looking all right. I'm actually impressed with the feed. Let me see what it looks like through my phone. If it'll let me oh, okay, well. Oh, you know what? Let me switch profiles. And then it looks like through my phone. Hey, that looks good. If it'll let me that looks real good. Shout out to StreamYard. It looks really solid. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it looks solid. Looks solid. Dang, looks just like my YouTube channel. Anyway, shout out to StreamYard. Okay. Getting their act together. But I wish I could see the comments on my dashboard here that are from Instagram. That'd be nice. But I can't. I can't. Let's go to this other piece of news I want to talk about. Since today we're on the topic of lenses. Check this out. All right. So we have 3 Chinese lenses for Nikon Z mount released and more to come. Check this out. Ironically, I was just mentioning this company, T Artisans. They have a 75 f2 full frame autofocus lens for Nikon Z. See, people are really starting to I think Nikon's starting to pick up what Sony's been doing and just opening up that mount. Man, slowly but surely. I think they're allowing people to do like unique focal lengths that doesn't directly compete with their own, But hey, more power to them. That's awesome. So you have a 75 f2. You have the 60 f2.8 macro 2 times. Look at that thing. That's probably like a 67 millimeter filter thread on that 60. Super small. You have that. And then you have there's Mikey 35 millimeter. Mikey makes well, at least they did, extremely budget friendly cine lenses. So here they are with the 35 f2 full frame autofocus lens for the Z mount. You know what? Let me see how much that is. Oh, hell no. Look at that. Check this out. If you want a 35 f2 autofocus Z mount. Oh, and it also comes in E mount and L mount. Oh, that's what's up. For $199. It's a 58 millimeter filter thread. Look at that. Super compact. It looks plastic from here, but I'm not sure of the quality, but it overall looks pretty good. I haven't used this lens, but a 35 2.0 for $200. Now, if anybody's curious about what to get your favorite photographer in your life for a gift for your favorite photographer for Christmas or Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you do, for $199, they're not going to be mad to get this. They're not going to be mad to get this one for $199. Come on, folks. You already know. That's not, if someone got me that, I wouldn't be upset. I'd be like, oh, that's cool. All right. Now, this could be fun to travel with just because it's inexpensive. And if anything ever happened, you won't be that upset about it. Right? Autofocus 2.0, man, that's just fine for street. You'll be all right. And it stops down to f22. That's pretty cool. For $199, I might have to jump on that. Get one for the L mount and get one for the L mount. I already have a 35. It's f1.4 Sigma Art, but for Nikon, why not? Just get a 35 2.0, slap it on a Z6 III for street. You can record video and photos with it. $199. That's pretty good. So there we go. Let me go back to here. So those are the three lenses. We got the Mikey 35 f2 full frame autofocus. We got the 60 millimeter 2.8 full frame 2-time ultra macro. And that one's only 335. 335. Look at these Chinese little third, fourth party lenses. They're coming in hard. I think we talked about that, right? Last week or the week or the show before. I mean, come on. What was that one? 199, 335, and the 75 f2. Okay, orders are up on Amazon. Let's check out on Amazon. Oh, hell no. 75 mil f2 autofocus. Right? 199, folks. Come on now. 199. If they really love you, they get that 35 f2 and the 75 f2. That's nice stocking stuffers right there. But heck, 35 and the 75, you kind of just enjoy your whole day with those two lenses. Let me see what the deets are on this. I'm curious about the oh yeah, what did it say? I thought it said it right there. Hold on. Oh, it doesn't say it there. It doesn't say it there. Let's see what else it says. Oh, it's a 62 millimeter filter thread. So it's super compact. 62. This right here. Let me see. Go back. This right here. This is the 85 f1.8 Lumix S lens. Okay. Cover my face up. So right here, and this is a 67 millimeter filter thread. It's a pretty compact lens. It's pretty much just about the same size as the Nikon's f1.8s and stuff like that. So those are 58 and what does that say? 62. So it's smaller than this. So that's pretty cool. I like that. And the price points, if I needed these, do I need a 75? Probably not. I have the 85 1.8. I don't need a macro, but this is very tempting here. The Mikey 35 f2 full frame to just walk around with for street or video. You'll get some good separation with the f2 for $199. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Uh-oh, what is this? Oh, we have another T7 Artisan autofocus 1.8. Like I was using the Young Yo. They have what is it, 7 Artisans. Let me see what the does it have it? No, that's a 60. Oh damn. This isn't gonna be 199. That's a pretty cool zoom though. 24 to 96. Let's see. All right, I was just okay, maybe it's not available yet. Clearly. Not available yet. I was hoping to see how much they would charge theirs. I think the Young Yo is under $300 for the f1.8. So I was just curious as to what they're doing. But look at that. With back in the day, I never would recommend third party. Like I would go hard on staying native, right? Nikon for Nikon, Sony for Sony, Canon for Canon, lens and camera bodies. But nowadays, these other third, fourth party brands are they're kind of killing it. Let's be honest. In terms of giving us reliable lenses at a very cheap price. $199 for f2.0. If you need it, you can't beat the price. If I was a college student or maybe I'm just doing this for fun and I just want some primes, it's an excellent route to go. Okay. I'm enjoying my Young Yo. I wouldn't say get the whole kit in Young Yo, but if you just want an extra lens or if you want to bring a lens on a safari or something where, again, you're on a trip and you don't want to have to worry about if something happens to it, for $199, you're not going to really lose sleep over it. All right, we got somebody in the house. Tommy Brantley comes back. Hello, all. I recently got the Plena refurbished. Oh, yeah. We talked about that. But damn it, that's a great one. Uh oh, here we go. King Kruk says, which cine lens do you use for vid? You know, I ironically have a lot of Sigma art lenses. Okay. So like when I first started getting really into filmmaking and stuff, I had the Lumix S1H, I still do, and then I just went hard in L mount, and therefore that was Sigma. So I have like 6 lenses of Sigma primes. I have the 24 to 70, um, 85 prime, 35, a 50 prime. I have one anamorphic cine lens by Siru, the 50 mil T2.9. So that's why I'm looking at these cine lenses because I want to get a whole kit, and I'm really excited about that. So, King Crook, I'd be mad if someone gifted me that lens. Now that if they got me, well, see, here's the thing, and here's the thing. I mean, you do a lot more video. You definitely, you have a red. You appreciate cine glass and cine lenses, what they could do. 100%. I totally get it. But if you're in college, right? Or if somebody just, got you a quick little lens, dude, when I was using that Young Yo yesterday, the f1.8, I was impressed with how reliable it was, you know? Hyundai used to be kind of like, the cheap version of a Honda, right? And now a lot of people have a Hyundai. They just got better over time. So I don't know. I wouldn't totally throw it out with the bath water, but I totally get it. He said he'd be mad if someone gifted it to him. Well, you know what? If somebody would give me a Nisi Athena lens, I'd be happy too. But not too many people can afford to give me a $1,200 lens, right? Um, we have okay. I might mess this one up. Jay Asuntion J Asushin Photo Studio. Shout out to me trying to figure that out. Okay. But shout out to you, brother. Thank you. Or it might be a woman. Okay. But either way, thank you for tuning in. I like Prime for photo shoots, but for weddings and event zooms. Yeah. When for weddings, I like primes for portraits, but the Zoom is just practical, right? It's just practical. Let's be honest. And by the time I get to a reception, 24 to 120, if I could, or something versatile, 24 to 70. Like you can't beat the versatility of a Zoom. And also during the actual ceremony, sometimes you just need that flexibility. And that's where that Zoom comes in clutch. Sup, Rob? Hey, man, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate the input as well. We got F Sue here saying third party lens have character. Oh, they do, and sometimes, you get what you pay for. But my experience so far has been pleasant. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying they're better than um, getting a lens from Lumix that's a f1.8. I could almost guarantee that the way this lens works and communicates with my S5 Mark II or S1H is going to be far superior than getting a third party glass, you know? But the point is that the options are out there and it might be for somebody. So I'm not going to not talk about a lens just because it may not be for me, right? But so far so good. What can you do? Sup, Rob? See you at FCW. Oh, right on. Awesome. I can't wait to see you. Oh, there we go, Jason. Okay, thanks, Jason. I really appreciate it. That was totally my bad. I messed that one up. Okay, you could tease me when you see me there next Saturday. By the week, that's another fashion show, everybody. If you're in the Bay Area, next Saturday will be another fashion show. This week, I have one fashion show. So it's a lot of content I'm going to bring to all of you. If there's a lens you're thinking about I should use, or you just want to watch and check it out, then you know what? Make sure you subscribe, press that like, and smash that bell icon. Okay. Uh, at, uh, EFSU says even a dispo lens has character. Yeah, you're right. It has a particular kind of character. And guess what? It'll be a character that not the professional name brand lenses will have. But hey, it might actually be something worth trying out, right? For 199, man, for a 35 f2, you know, see what's up. Jason comes back and says, "It's all good, bro. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you for being patient with me." King Crook says, "Lenses is where the creativity happens. 100%. Lenses and lighting, right? But I think lenses go. I mean, lighting goes without saying, right? Lenses and lighting. It's like cigars and whiskey. Okay. On a side note, my I'm expecting to get some cigars for my birthday, folks. My birthday's coming up next in October, less than a month. Yeah, I'm gonna smoke a few cigars on that day. That's for sure. I'm not an expert at cigars, but I'm getting into it and I'm really digging it. Am I the only one? Probably, but hey, there's a group of people out there, and I like talking about it, and it's always a relaxing vibe. You know, a good drink, chilling out, good cigar, fire going or something. It's a way to spend life. Life is good, you know. Can't always be about chasing a dollar. You know, you don't leave this earth with it, but memories, you know, that's not a bad thing to strive to obtain. Is good memories. Anyway, Roy comes in. I have two groups of gear: genuine Z lenses for work and old manual lenses and OEM for fun. There you go. Shout out to you, brother. I like that. I like that. Um, I do have to give a big shout out to Rode. They don't know I'm saying this, but I'm really enjoying how this mic sounds. Let me know if the audio sounds good for you out there, because I'm really impressed. This week, I don't know what it is, but it just sounds really good. So, FYI, in case you're curious, for live streaming, I use the Rodecaster Pro 2 right here. Has all my sound effects right there. And then I have all my levels and whatnot. So that's that. And then I use right here the pod mic. This is the hell is this thing? It's called well, that's all it's called. The pod mic. The Rode pod mic. But boy, it sounds great. Anyway, that was random. I just wanted to share that. That's it. Uh Courage Studios come back. Hey man, thanks for tuning in yesterday. That was a blast. Getting hit by water out on the beach. Yo, everybody, I'm telling you, you got to roll with the punches. My feet, socks got wet because it was like when it was high tide. And this sneaker, like what do you call it, sneaky wave or whatever, crept up right behind us, boom, like out of nowhere. And it just like covered our entire shooting location. Not super high, but just covered everything, came up real high. And the model got away, but my DJI lav mic fell off into the water, into the sand. It's a wrap. It's done. So now I have to buy another DJ. I have two of them, thank God, but I have to get another set eventually. So I'll buy the DJI Lav Mic 2 version eventually. Um, but the camera bag was good, so that got me away. I picked it up so quick. I didn't even look at the model, quite honestly. Okay, I was like, run, and I picked up the camera bag. I didn't even try to help her. I just picked up the camera bag and got up out of there. So there'll be a small hot place for me in hell for thinking of my camera gear first before the model. So it is what it is. Fell M comes back. Dang, I came here super late. Hey man, Fell, like everybody else, 5 o'clock on Thursday. Okay, 5 o'clock on Thursday. Be here or be square, or just tune in. And it goes for 2 hours. We have 30 more minutes approximately. I'm a little hungry and lightheaded, to be honest, everybody. But we're out here rocking and rolling. Let me drink a little bit more of this good old coffee. Product drop. Let's do a product drop real quick, okay? And here we go. Here we go. Look at that. There we go. Ah, cold coffee puts hair on your chest. Anyway, um, here we go. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. Glad you like the sound. Awesome. And yes, Phil. Wait, who said it? Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Roy. Life is a beach. Yes, indeed. It is. Soaked my socks and everything. Today I spent like an hour vacuuming from all the sand and everything. My car, my camera bag. Like that's actually one good little gear to have nearby is one of those mobile little vacuums. I got it for Christmas 2 Christmases ago, and I use that thing all the time to clean up my camera bag because what's going to be the worst thing to ever hit your camera is freaking sand. But that little portable, it just plug it to the wall, charge it up. That little vacuum is so clutch, and it helped me out. This morning when I was cleaning my camera bag, was after all the water had dried off the camera bag, all that residue, well, basically not just the salt, but the sand was all over it. So I vacuumed that and then the inside too, so it doesn't get in my cameras, especially in the rear element section, right? Or worse, in the camera itself. Jason says, nice. I need a mug made too. Hey man. Hey, you know what? Jason, if you need a mug with your logo on it, you know what I did? I bought this. Hold on, look at that. This autofocus is a little too good. There we go. There we go. I bought this mug at vistaprint.com. Okay, let me say it again. Vistaprint.com. Bought it man long time ago. I think it's like $15-$20 or whatever. Okay. I love using it. I'm not sure what the ounces is, maybe 12 or something, but either way, I use it. If I'm gonna get a mug, why not have my name on it? Why do I need it to say Yeti or something? Put my name on it. Fell comes back, says, I'm in the East, so I guess I should tune in at like 8 or something. Dang. Well, is that PM or AM? Probably 8 AM for you. I didn't realize back that big of a difference, but yeah, 5 PM Pacific Standard Time. But shoot, that means there'll be times where you'll be watching my replays because I'll be going live while you're asleep. So Roy comes in and says, people forget to keep their lenses rear element clean. Dirt goes straight into your camera. Absolutely. That's why get yourself a little mobile vacuum and keep it nearby. I always keep a mobile vacuum in my trunk of my car because people with their dirty feet, they be click clacking and putting dirt and mud all up in your plate. Oh man. And me, I'm kind of a neat freak. Things have to be in order, dusted. Like I like to have a clean place. And especially my car, since I'm in it a lot. So I have that mobile vacuum. And man, it was a lot of sand. And that thing just, took care of business. So there you go. Keep your stuff clean. Fel M. I'm in New York City. Oh, not in Japan. Oh, my bad. Okay, that was totally my bad. What can I say? Okay. Um, yeah, so that means 8 o'clock. Yeah, that's basically what it is. Wow, that means you're tuning in. It's 9:35 or so right now. Shout out to you, man. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. I grew up in New York, grew up in Long Island, born in Brooklyn, but grew up in Long Island, and then came out to California when I was 18. Okay. I miss it every day, but boy, from what I could tell, it looks like it's changed dramatically. I used to go there back home every year, visit family, but after COVID, I haven't been back. But boy, it looks so different now. So much things have changed. Anyway, Fel says, oh, no problem. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. New York City is one of the street photography capitals. Oh, 100%. And and fashion photography too, because I've done so many photo shoots there, and no one pays attention. You get a whole editorial shoot done. As long as you don't have major production, you just have your camera, lenses and whatnot. You just go to town with models all over the city. It's like New York to me is like literally it's a city that is a studio. You can shoot anywhere and it'll look dope and interesting and just change it up just depending on the neighborhood you're in. So shout out to New York City. I had a great time. And they have so many great models there. Jesus. Right. If you want a mecca of great models, New York is definitely the top five. It's in the top five. Miami Beach. Um, of course, Europe is going to give you some hot models. Let's just be honest. Right. But I'm saying in America for sure, New York is up there. Fell says, yeah, too much crime and stuff going on now. Yep, yep, yep. Hopefully things will change. I mean, as long as you're careful, you should be fine. Exactly. But yes, the crime is crazy from what I could tell, but I don't want to judge since I'm not there. But from what I'm seeing, I don't think I'll be walking around with a Z9. Like I used to do stuff on the streets of San Francisco of New York with the D850 and never felt anything. Nowadays, I probably would bring, well, the Z6 III would be the most expensive camera I'd bring out there in the street, and I'd use maybe one, maybe two lenses because I don't want people to see me switch lenses out. But that's just me. That would be my approach. Fell says, indeed, fashion capital as well. Exactly. You guys have New York Fashion Week, which is stupendous for networking and marketing. So if any photographer wants to network and stuff and to create a crap load of content, fashion shows is the way to go. Fashion shows are the way to go. If you're in like portrait, um, photography game, flash photography game, you want to network with more models, more hair, makeup artists, stuff like that. That's the way to go. And there's a lot of designers in these shows, even if it is the A-list shows, maybe the B level, that need photos. And they are more than willing to work with photographers, and then you guys collab, create an editorial, maybe submit to get published. But either way, if you want content, fashion shows are a great way to get content. That's why I go. I don't get paid to go to these fashion shows at all. And that's fine. Their budgets are pretty low. I don't think so. I'd make them go broke or bankrupt trying to afford me. But I go there for the marketing value. More, I tend to get more subs, more followers on Instagram. I'm networking with new faces, new modeling faces. Yeah, there's so many other values to going that makes the 5 hours of my time worth it. Okay. So I would seriously consider that being a part of a strategy, your marketing strategy, if you're a portrait photographer in a major metropolitan, or even if not, just go out there and network. You got to network. Fel says, I love it here. I'm always busy. I can go for long walks and enjoy my lifestyle or myself, excuse me. Shout out to you. Absolutely. I love New York because I took trains and walked. That's it. If you're in the city, I trained and walked it. But I was in Brooklyn by Prospect Park, right by the trains. And then it'd take you right to Manhattan. And then you just walk. I walk, man. I love walking. Put on some good music and walk. Shoot. And you find all the niche little locations when you walk, not driving by at 60 or 50 miles an hour. Just walk. And then you be, oh, that's a cool little nook. And then maybe take a note, take a cell phone pic, and come back later with a model and get your photo on. Fell says, this is an expansive city, so I make sure I enjoy everything I can enjoy. I'm a tourist in my own city. There you go. Shout out to you, brother. That's awesome, to tell you the truth. Courage Studio says, I agree. New York City is the best for portraits, but I live in Massachusetts. Most people would more likely call the police on you for shooting in general. It's different here. Yeah, man. I bet it is. I was actually looking at Michigan, okay, to relocate. So, you're giving me food for thought, brother. Giving me food for thought. He says, Crazy good to know. Exactly. It is. It is no joke. It's expensive. Roy comes back. My only reason to stop off in NTC is B&H. There you go. Hey, that B&H in Manhattan is ridiculous. It's an experience. If any of you head to Manhattan and you've never been there, you got to go to the B&H store. I believe it's like Midtown or somewhere, and it's walking distance from the um, Madison Square Garden, and it's an experience, man, and it's like heaven. Doves should like fly when you walk in, just because it's so much cool gear you can touch, try, and check out. And of course, they're gonna try to sell it to you. So there you go. I love walkable cities and places. I do too. I do love the city, but I'm getting to a point where I want to live like close enough to get to the city, but I don't want to live in it. I want some peace, man. I like, I grew up in the suburbs of Long Island, and I kind of miss that now that I'm older. I want peace, I want peace. I want neighbors, drinking my little Robert Silver mug and say, "Hey, man, how's your morning? Okay, shout out to you, brother. All right, man." And green grass. Call me old school. The cities, woo, I think it's a young people's sport. I want some grass, brother. Fell M says, "Yeah, that store is like Toys R Us to us." Exactly. Shout out to you. That's a perfect analogy. It's exactly like Toys R Us. And shout out to Toys R Us, because if it was still around, I'd still go check out Toys R Us. Okay, let's be honest. When I grow up, I want to be a Toys R Us kid. If you know, you know. Roy says, not enough coffee shops in New York City. Yeah, right. Are you kidding me? Shit. You saying that is almost like there's not enough bagel shops there, right? Um Band A oh, B&H online time. Oh, okay. I go to B&H, B&H is great because it's like the bare standard of what pricing is, the average pricing of a product. They set the tone for the market, and they really do. So yeah, B&H is an industry leader for a reason. They do affect the US market prices and stuff like that. Fel M, yeah, I'm a kid forever myself. Too bad time don't play. Yes, you're right, man. But at heart, right? When we get excited about a new piece of little stupid gear and stuff, that's like, you know, you feel like 10 years old, like, "Ooh, this thing's so much fun." And it's just that our toys are more expensive. That's the thing. Our toys are considerably more expensive. Matthew comes in, says, "Good evening. Good evening to you, man. Thanks for tuning in." Yeah, shout out to you. Hey, guys, give me one quick second, real quick. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see right here. Thank you, Matthew, for tuning in. Make sure, since you're tuning in and you're in a great joining the crew vibe right now, make sure you smash that like, that share, and subscribe. I would like to see my live stream hit like 50 people. Now it does when I'm doing photo shoots. When I have a model and they're looking attractive or whatnot, man, I get like 50 people at a time watching. I'm like, this is great. But when I sit here and talk about photography and fire up these creative lights, I get a fraction of that. So I'm just curious. Clearly, people want to see the models, not my gray hair and funky glasses. Okay. But please smash that like while you're at it, folks. All right. Uh Courage Studios comes back. Any new lens you think you might be getting, URS and everyone else? Uh Honestly, I've been eyeing two lenses, honestly. Um, I'm selling my Z9. I would get the Nikon Z 14 to 24 millimeter f2.8 first, because that's a very practical lens to close out my Trinity with the 24 to 70 and 7200. I need that lens more often now because I do more video, and with the Z6 III, it's a perfect pairing for shooting video. It's great weight, great size, great focal lengths, a nice zoom, 2.8 for low light. So yeah, that lens, and then of course the mighty, oh come on now, Plena. Yes, I need that 135 Plena. So those are the two. I've been screaming about it forever. You all probably like, shut up about that stupid Plena. Uh, we have Mr. KHADNG. He says hello, and I'm saying hello right back. Okay. Is it Kaji? 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 Mr. Kaji? I could be wrong, but I hope I didn't disrespect your name. But thank you for tuning in. Matthew says, I got a new Nikon D3400 free for my brother. Oh, with the kit lens. Nice. I'm looking forward to learning photography. I know there's a lot to learn. Lot to learn, and it's a good profession. Yes, it is. It's a grind, man, like anything else. Um, it takes time for you to acquire the skills, but guess what? If you put in the work, it will reflect in your work. So that's what's nice. There's obviously a huge community of photographers willing to share tips, tricks, and everything else. If you subscribe to my channel, I'll be sharing. You can follow me on Instagram if you have any questions. Just DM me. Believe it or not, everybody, let me tell you right now, I respond to DMs on Instagram. So if you have any quick questions, you know, um, just ask me real quick or whatever. Just DM me on Instagram. All right. At Robert Silver-Photography. All right, Matt. So congrats. I started off with the Nikon D3100, and then I gave that camera to my daughter. That was her first real interchangeable lens camera. But then she, when she went to college, I got her the Z50, the dual kit lens mirrorless camera. Hope she's still using it. EF Sue says, I think people love watching you doing a sample pose for the model to follow. Get your live view count up, brother. Hey, man, let me tell you, you got to do what you got to do, okay? Got to show some skiing to win. Yeah, see? You guys get the clapping all of a sudden. Yeah, man. Sometimes the models are like, here's something interesting when working with models, okay? A good model is so good to work with. It's so much easier. They just flow. They just do their thing. And then you're just kind of calibrating what they're doing, right? To fit your style. Some models, you really have to be involved. So with that said, it's good to have the mindset of being involved, being very engaged, not only through communication, but also through showing them, oh, this is what I'm going for. Because this is a visual game. We have to show them, and then perhaps that's how they're going to understand what you want from them. One way is through making mood boards. Like I use Pinterest. I create a board of stylistically of where I want to go, and I share it with the model with a link. And that again gives them like, oh, that's the wardrobe you're going for. Oh, that's the energy you're going for, or the style of photos. So it's like you have to remember you got to roll up your sleeves and get dirty. So yeah, I have no problem posing and whatnot. But you're right. Maybe that's why the viewership count goes up. They like to see me pose. Ronald says, hey, man, you are creating really great, good content. I, too, am getting that planet ASAP. Come on now. That's what I'm talking about, Ronald. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. These live streams I do for the Let's Talk Photography podcast is for all of you to communicate with me and ask whatever you like, but most importantly, me to get to know all of you out there. That's why I do this. I enjoy it. I really do. There'll be times where before I go live, I'm just like, I'm not feeling it. This is at the end of my day. It's at 5:00. I can make something and go watch my shows. And, but you guys, when the feed is active, the chat is going, the questions are flying. I'm like, I get pumped up. It may be because I've been drinking all this coffee from my Robert Silver Photography mug. I'm not sure. It could be that. It could be that, but I think it's really you guys out there. So shout out to all of you. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Everybody open up your digital wallets. Here you go. All right. We got a lot. Okay. Fell comes back. Man, I just need the planner and a super wide lens. And I can stop buying stuff. Come on now. You know you're lying. Knock it off. All right. Knock it off. I say that all the time myself, man. Is like, oh, this will be the last one. I'll be done. But honestly, the 14 to 24 and the planner will set me up for quite some time. But then I'm going to be looking at cine lenses. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't want more lenses. Now I want only dedicated cine lenses. I'm going to eventually get that too. It is what it is, man. You know, it's life is also to be enjoyed too. Now, I'm not going to ruin my credit for it. That's for damn sure. But if you're a guy or gal and you buy lenses and that's your thing, there's so many other ways we could be wasting our money and hurting ourselves than buying a camera or buying a lens. So when people are like, oh, gas and everything else, it's like, so what? So what? If you're not crippling your finances, you're not taking it away from, robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? You're not taking food from your kid's mouth. Rent is cool. Get your shit, man. Enjoy it. Um, Mr. Kaji, I think it's Kaji if I'm pronouncing this right. Thank you for coming in with this nice comment feedback here. 51.2 versus 135.12, which is perfect for portrait. Well, let's be honest, the 50 is going to be extremely versatile. I am filming with or streaming right now with the Nikon Z50 f1.2 right now. Okay. But look at that. It's right now I'm streaming at f2. And look at what it does to my background. Nice and buttery smooth. I do it at f.2 because I want to make sure that like more than just my eyeballs in focus, but also that it compresses the background a bit. I want that blur, but not too much. I want you to know that there's photos back there. So I'm doing the 51.2 right now. I think it's a very comfortable focal length, and it's only about one arm and a half distance away. Okay. And there we are. So I like the 50 just because of versatility. The 135, here's the thing. It's you're going to demolish the background. It's fantastic for compression, everything else, but how practical is it? The 50 is going to be more practical. So I'm going to tell you the 50 for now. If you don't have a 50, and then get the 135. That's just me. That's just me. Do what you do. Portrait is my thing, but I'm terrible at posing and directing them. I need to practice a lot more. I do the mood board thing at least. Yes, exactly. If you have a mood board, maybe get a mood board of poses, right? Pinterest will have a gang of it, and then just pull them up and then just say, hey, can you do this? Right. But most importantly is that you're showing them a visual representation of what you have in your mind. And hopefully they understand that, and then we'll give you what you need. Right. So cool. Whatever works for you, Fel, man, do it. Nice to see Ronald here. Yes, indeed. It's good to see new faces. I'm getting a lot of new faces in here. We have Fel. Wait, Mr. Ronald, is he a legend out there? Oh, there we go. Look at that. We got legends now. Hold on. Oh, look at that. Okay. Thank you. This thing's moving fast. Okay, I gotta keep up with you guys. We got Fel. Man, I just need to. Okay, I got that one. I didn't get this one. Thank you, Ronald, for the second comment. I have an off night for the first time in about 5 months. Look at that. He said, saw your notification. Respect. Thank you very much. And for you, my good friend, I have some rounds from Chicago. Thank you very much for checking me out, man, in your busy schedule. And I see you got a fantastic smile on your profile. And that's what we want here at the Let's Talk Photography podcast. If you ever want to join the chat, Let me know, or join the panel rather. We have, okay, we talked about this. Dang, this thing's moving. I gotta keep up with it. Portrait is my thing. Okay, we talked about that. Whoop. Here we go. Look at that. Ronald, you got some serious fans in here. I'll tell you that right now. He's a legend. That's what I'm talking about. I need to try the Mark, you already know. Mark, try the planner. Go to your local store, try the planner. Try the planner. Leave your credit card at home. That's all I got to say. Try the planner. Leave the credit card at home. Okay? That's how good it is. That planner, I'll put my name on it any time of the day. Courage Studio says, honestly, what's really good about the Planner 135? Your honest opinion. The compression is ridiculous. Autofocus, impressive. For it to be a prime and have that that kind of a prime, 135. Now 50, 85, I expect the autofocus to be pretty good. But back in the day, I've noticed, at least with me, like the Sigma 135 they had back in the day for F mount. But either way, I noticed that like when you got to a longer prime lens, the autofocus wasn't always as fast and snappy as like say a 35 or 24 or 85 or something like that. This 135, you can use. I was shooting cyclist going down the street in San Francisco, locking, snapping, getting it. I was really impressed with the autofocus performance of the lens. The the characteristic of the bokeh is way different than, let's say, my 50 Z 1.2. It's so unique. It's so interesting that it really does have an interesting characteristic of the bokeh, and the compression is superb. It's a great lens. Courage, go out to your local camera store and try that lens. Try that lens. And then holla back at me, seriously. Whether it be on Instagram, you could DM me, or, on the next live chat here. It's an impressive lens. Impressive. Hey, man, I don't see anybody selling that lens anywhere. If you see it, let me know. Maybe on KEH or something, but like in general, I just don't see that lens hanging around. It's such a great lens. Anyway, we are led. Yes, we are. That's let's that's just the truth. We are addicted to this. This is like, I mean, this is the only thing I really spend money on. I don't spend it on clothes. Like I said, I'm wearing a Nikon t-shirt. I don't care. It's free. My jeans I'm wearing now have to be, shoot, 8 years old, 7 years old. They look good. They're clean. They're good. I ain't tripping. But damn it, when it comes to the gear, the stuff we like, all the little gadgets, that's where it goes. That's where my money goes. Okay. Tiffany said, "Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate that, Mark. Tell her I said hi." Okay. I love watching you guys' feeds. I really do. You two are something else, I'll tell you. And the go-kart stuff, Mark. I like watching your go-kart stuff. Keep it up, man. And that's one thing, folks. Like Mark and I communicate quite often on Instagram and off this YouTube channel. And that's the way I am with, well, if any of you. Manila Martin, he always sends me photos, or he just hits me up for whatever reason. Roy too. Who else? There's I said Manila Martin. Fell, I don't know Fell, but Fell you more than can, of course. Fajar. Yeah, there's a few of you that, Mark, man, just hit me up. And guess what? All of you can. That's the point of having my social media, is to be closer to you guys. If you got and girls too, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up. If you have a great topic idea, let me know. And I'll be glad to talk about it and bring it up in our next live stream or whatever, or next video. So this is really like, I want a community of creators that we inspire each other. We all have down days. We all have highs and lows and everything in between. So, let's not act like one is better than the other. So If you need anything, let me know. I only have 9,200 subs because of all of you giving a damn and pressing that subscribe button. And with that said, hold on now. Make sure you go ahead and press that like, that share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification so that you get notified when I go live or post another video or whatnot. Okay. Because even Ronald said, hey, he noticed the notification. So hopefully he hit that bell and that's how we got notified. And he's like, look, I've been busy for 5 months, but boy, I saw your notification. That's what's up. So shout out to Ronald and YouTube for that notification. Yeah. All right, let's get back to this. Boy, I might have to go a little bit longer. My food's not done, so I'm going to stay on a little bit longer. Normally, I cut off at 7, but here we go. We got side hustlers. Hey, I have prime lenses all the way to 105, 140. Hey, man, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's fantastic. You know, there's something about prime lenses, man. You know, I like them. Right now, if you can see my my little rig right here with the S5, Lumix S5 Mark II, I got the Sigma 3514 on there. Okay, check this out. Right, got it rigged up. I love this little package. So I have the Lumix S5 Mark II. I have the Hollyland Mars M1 monitor. And then I have the Sigma DGDN lens, which comes in E mount and L mount, obviously. 3514 right here. And then I have the mini matte box from Small Rig. Now, this is like my little run and gun video rig. And I have a Neewer battery, the 99-watt Neewer battery. And that powers everything. Powers the camera, powers the monitor. So this is my little situation here. Okay. Let me see if you can see that. There you go. Okay. The other view I think was better. All right. But anywho, shout out to Prime Lenses. There we go. Okay. Anyway, I just keep it there. I just I don't know what it is about cinema rigs. I just love putting them together, and I just like having them set up for me to look at. I don't know why. It inspires me to want to record something when it's just right there on my shelf, and I'm like, damn, that thing looks cool. I want to use it. And so I don't know, it's a little psychological thing. But yeah, way to go, side hustlers. Thanks for sharing. And EF Sue says, mood board. Hells yeah. Time saver. Absolutely. And again, people can't read minds, even though we wish they could. And so for us to get out what we're trying to create verbally can be tough. Maybe we can't find the right words or whatnot, but a mood board helps to cut all that how can you say nonsense out the way and get right to the point. Ronald comes back. There we go. The Plena compression, exquisite. Courage Studios. Hey man, if I'm lying, I'm dying. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Ronald, if I said it, but you know what? Ronald says it. So you already know what time it is. Come on now. Okay. I think even Macho Man agrees with the Plena. Oh yeah. Yeah, he agrees. He said the color separation on the Plena is very special as well. Then there is bokeh uniqueness. So much more on the Plena to discuss. Fel, thanks. Yes, you're absolutely right. And that's what I meant. The characteristic of the bokeh on that lens specifically is bar none sets it apart from all the other Z primes. I don't know what it is. It's just magnificent. And again, the autofocus performance is spectacular. It's really remarkable. I wasn't expecting it. And I wouldn't have not liked the lens if it was not as fast as I would like. But it is. And it did a great job. And that separation, that compression is, it's like hot butter on rice or corn or whatever it is you like to put butter on. Okay. Roy comes in, a large monitor in the studio so the model can see themselves. Oh yeah, absolutely. When I had my studio, I actually hooked HDMI from my computer to the TV monitor, and I had like a 55-inch situation going. but they love to see that. It gets them excited, to tell you the truth. They get them pumped up when they see it. It's on a big screen and, oh, this is what I look like and stuff like that. And then the results will pop up. Yeah, they get juiced off of it. But you could do that with any TV now because you have an HDMI cable. You can do that all day. But absolutely a nice large monitor. Um, Mozman's in the house. Come on now. Where is he at? Uh-oh. Aloha. Man, it's good to see you. And then we have Fel. With the Planner, you get a lot of wows. But the 51.2 is indeed more versatile. Exactly. That's it. I couldn't have said it better. The Planner, you're gonna get some. That's when you pull that thing, it's like a sniper rifle. You pull that thing out, you're hitting everything you're shooting. Not only that, you're gonna look like a King Kong boss. But practicality is that 50. I use my 51.2 all the time because of the versatility. Mozman says, hope you guys fare well from all the rain and winds coming from the storm. Yeah, I know. Shout out to everybody who has to put up with all that. Okay. Look at that. We got great exchanges between people. I love this. All right, Carl Mudd. First time I've seen you here. Welcome. Triple X. I've been using the Xperia 1 Mark V for a year to practice. What Sony full frame would you recommend as a hybrid, please? Budget is about $1,500 for a body. Okay. This is where I wish Malcolm was here. Carl, my only thing is that I am very well versed in Nikon and Panasonic, the Lumix cameras. I'm not versed at Sony. But don't worry. I would recommend checking out Malcolm Walker's YouTube channel. He shoots exclusively Sony for video and photos. Malcolm Walker is a channel I would check out. He's a great guy, extremely knowledgeable about Sony, and he talks about Sony all on his channel. Okay? Check him out. So I don't want to recommend anything that I personally don't use and have experience. Then I'm just a talking head YouTuber, and that what makes my whole channel useless. Okay, but if you shoot Nikon, or if you have if you're asking for advice in business in terms of how to promote yourself or shooting, lighting, etc., I'm your guy for sure. But actual Sony itself, I just don't have any experience. Nothing wrong with Sony. I just have always used Nikon and Panasonic. I hope that makes sense. Fajar says, I'm so glad the prices of CF Express Type B cards have trickled down. About time. Oh, yeah, I know. Dude, you could get a Lexar. Look at, I'm not sure if people like Lexar, but I saw this deal and I was like, yo, CF Express. Here we go. Okay, there's some good deals here. Okay. All right, check this out. Share this. Check this out, everybody. Look what I found, Fajar. Lexar, 256, 108. Let's go to the 512 because you shoot video. If I shoot video, I'd really want that. Damn, look at that. $144 for a Lexar 512 CF Express Type B card. That's pretty awesome. I have 128 gig Lexar and it works awesome. No issues. Okay. But I would get a 512 or 1 terabyte for sure because of all the video. But $144? Come on, man. Come on now. If anybody need, let me see this. Let me get my link here. If you guys need a CF Express Type B card, let me put it in the chat. Here you go. Lexar CF Express cards. Okay. There you go. I just put it in the chat, everybody. If you need a CF Express card, there you go. I just post the link down below in the chat. Can't beat that price. $512 for $144. All right. That's 14%. I bet maybe during Prime it might get better. I don't know. It might get better. There we go. Now let's see. Where did my holy cow? We're moving fast here. For lens lovers, the planet is on another level. Absolutely. I would get the 51.2 first, then Plena with the Plena 135. You'll be very far away for a full body shot. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's another drawback. That's why I said about versatility, you're going to get that from the 50. But it's a great if you are shooting at an open, spacious location, 100%. John comes in. John Spears Jr. First time I've seen you here. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, shout out to me, you, and everybody else. I love using the prime lens mainly, but zoom lens are convenient in certain situations. You're absolutely right. They are convenient, man. Sometimes I feel a little lazy. I'll just take the 70 to 200 for a portrait shoot, and you can rock and roll the whole day. But sometimes I do the same thing, and I'll take the 50 and shoot the whole shoot too. You know, sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Pause. All right, here we go. EF Sue, vintage jeans are always in. Yeah, exactly. I keep these jeans, they become vintage, and then I become cool again all of a sudden, uh here we go. Unlike okay, here we go. Fajar. I could look like a hobo and then brings out the Z8 and the 8512. Yeah, why not go for it? Shake it up, look like a hobo, but then have like an amazing camera rig going. uh oh man, John, thank you so much. I've learned a lot from you from your videos. Thank you so much, John. Thank you so much. I think even SpongeBob has something to say. Let me see. I think he does.
Thank you very much.
Oh no, that was Donald Trump. Donald Trump just said thank you, John.
Thank you very much.
There you go. He wants to thank you on my behalf. EF Sue, almost 10K, 10,000 subs. That's awesome. Hey, man. When I hit 10K, we got to do something special. When I hit 10K, I want to do a meetup. If you guys are in the Bay Area, that'd be awesome. Let's do a meetup, a photography meetup to celebrate 10,000K. I'll grab a couple of models. It'll be free. It'll be free. Come on out. How does that sound? When I reach 10,000 subs, is that something cool way to celebrate? A photo shoot, meet up, get a couple models, celebrate. Let me know. But you would have to come to the Bay Area though. That's for sure. I'm not going wherever you're at, but I would do the Bay Area. Oh, that's what that sound effect was. I pressed it on accident. Mark Tisdale says, Tiff said she would love to join you on a panel again. Our business has evolved so much since last time y'all chat. Yeah, you know what? I want you both. Mark, let's talk about you both and let's talk about wedding photography. Let's talk about wedding photography. You guys seem to be cracking at the wedding photography. Let's talk about that. Can I get you both? If not, let me just have her. No, Mark, let's get you both because you shoot video. I want to hear you both your experience. That'd be pretty dope. Absolutely. She's more than welcome to join the panel anytime. King Kruk, Rob, you should try Tokina Vista Primes. They're affordable cine lenses, and they took. Oh, okay. You know what? I actually did look at a Tokina. I don't know why I didn't look at it more. Okay, I'll try that out. Thank you, King Kruk. I really appreciate that. Fel, I have a big question about DX lenses. Someone told me I could put my cam in DX mode and use my yes, you would. Yes, but I'd lose some resolution. Yes, you would. I'm interested in the 16 to 50. If that's what you want to do, but obviously, you're not going to utilize the entire size of the sensor. Right? In DX mode, it's going to crop in 1.5 times, but you'll be just fine using that lens. So it's going to be more like a 24 to 1.5. Oh, excuse me. It'll be 24 to 75 millimeter lens, something like that. Okay. But absolutely, you can go for it. Certainly won't hurt your camera. For street. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. For street, that would be fun. If the lens you like, hey, everybody, let me tell you, since I've been getting more into cinema gear, lenses, cameras, etc. I'm not shunning away APS-C sensors. A lot of them are APS-C. I believe the Komodo is APS-C. So it's like that. I believe the Komodo X, excuse me. But the point is that it's like a lot of the lenses are APS-C and they're cheaper too than full frame. It's like, hey, do they still give me the look I want? Screw it. Who cares? So if it's giving you what you want, go for it, is what I'm trying to say. Ken Krug, are you picking up the new Aperture 1200X? I would love to, but I'm actually looking at the I wouldn't say generic, but the 600D. I'm looking at just grabbing a 600D to have one great powerful light, and then later on I'll do a 1200X. If I get funded properly for my feet for these films I want to work on, then I would pick up those kind of lighting. I like to have some of my own stuff when I do my film projects and not have to rent every time. I like to have my own stuff. I don't know why that is. It's just what it is. So yes, I would have. That would be an amazing light for filmmaking for sure. All right, looks like we got great conversations. We got Carl Mudd. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you giving me a thumbs up. I didn't want to disrespect your question. I'm just not fully familiar with Sony, so I definitely don't want to lie or mislead you in any particular way, especially when it comes to you using your own money to get some gear. Okay, but Sony is a great camera system. Um, I've seen nothing but great stuff come from it. And like any other camera system, you get what you put in, right? So I just not 100% familiar with their system line to give you advice. Fajar says, only trust Lexar for all my cards too. See, that's what I'm talking about. Hey man, that price is great. 150 bucks, 512 gig. Sheesh. Not bad. Not bad. Oh, see, he just got a couple of 512 Lexars. That's what's up, man. That's what I'm saying. Fell says, wow, thanks. Yo, you can't beat these prices. Unlike my jar of failed SD cards, no XQD or CF has ever failed me yet. You already know, man. Let me see here. What do I got here? No. Exactly. SD cards, yes, but not to CF Express. Okay, let me go back to my. There we go. Mark says 10K cigar and whiskey party, brother. You give me a great idea. Give me a great idea. Yeah, 10K cigar and whiskey party, brother. You already know. Hey, man, I like the way you think. I like the way you think. Let's see here. Mark Tizzo, yeah, we're definitely down. Awesome. All right. So Mark, when we I'll hit you up on Instagram. We'll make it happen within the next couple weeks for sure. Roy says, I'm no way tough enough to do another wedding. Hey, not everybody can do it, but they do it well. That's the thing. And they're busy. Matthew Card's in the house. Wow. Thank you for chiming in, tuning in, and checking us out. Really appreciate you. Roy Bigsby says the DX sensor does not change the lens, only the crop factor. Exactly. And the depth of field, because you're losing 1.5. That goes for your depth of field too, everybody, not just the focal length. But otherwise, rock and roll and have fun. Shoot. Super 35 millimeter. Yeah, exactly. Super 35. So that's why it's like, how many great cameras shoot like that? A lot more than you think. Not every high-end camera needs to be full frame, but some are, and some are full. What do you call it? Large format. So there you go. All depends on your budget, but you'll be fine. People are making masterpieces with freaking iPhones. EFSU Komodo X. Okay, yeah, Super 35. Exactly. And I would be proud to have a Komodo X. Matter of fact, I'd be ecstatic to have one. And I wouldn't give two schnibbles about the sensor size because of the color and the dynamic range that I'll get from the files would make everyone forget what full frame is. Okay, who cares? Roy Bigsby, I only buy Godox because I'm always destroying lighting. Well, it's a good reason. The price is right. Can't blame, the price is right for Godox. Matthew says, yeah, Roy, though, that way so many loved using a DX body because you got a tighter field of view, like a 35 from a 200. Exactly. Hey, man, a lot of us, can't say everybody, started with a DX camera. My first full frame lens was the 2040-70 f2.8 for F mount. First full frame D810. No. D750. Correction. Then I got a D810. Right? So, King Kruk for lighting. The Airy Sky Panel 60C is about half the cost of when it was released. Great key light. All right, I'll check that out. Let me write it down somewhere. Airy Sky Panel. Oh, okay. Oh, dope. Okay. I'll check that out. Thank you very much for that suggestion. I'll check it out later on. All right. Oh my goodness. Look at this. All my cameras use look at that. See? Damn, I'm telling you that this deal is something. I post the link in the chat, everybody. If you need Lexar, get yourself a 512 gig card for only $145. I post the link in the chat. If anybody needs one, that's a great price. Let's be honest. Okay? That's a great price. Oh, look at that. King Krug, he got the Komodo OG. Komodo OG. An X is slightly larger than a Super 35. Some 35 lenses. Vignette on the sensor. Always test lenses first. Great tip. Thank you so much. CF Express Type B almost half price in price compared to last year. I know they're dropping like a rock. That's why this deal is a really good value. $145 for a 512. That's really good. Let's just be honest. All right. All right, everybody. Quite honestly, I am almost 30 minutes past my usual time. My food is already done. I got to get to that. So you already know what that means. Yeah. When I turn on this music, it means it's time for us to slow down and unwind from 2 hours of talking about photography and lenses, zooms and primes, Bocalicious compression, and get back to our real life, the real life that matters, dealing with human beings. Okay? In other words, I need to cut this show off. As you know, go ahead and follow me on all the socials. On Facebook, Robert Silver-Photography. I am on Instagram at Robert Silver-Photography. And guess what? I'm on Threads and TikTok, pop locking and taking pictures. All right? And I'm on X too. So feel free to go ahead and follow me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, post them down below or hit me up in a DM on Instagram. As many of you know, please make sure you smash that like, that share, that subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Come on now. To get notifications for my upcoming content. I'm going live for a photo shoot on Saturday, right before a fashion show. So make sure you stay tuned and stay notified for that. Get your questions ready. Or if you just want to peep out and see the models and stuff, I'll show you all that good stuff. Sign up to my free newsletter to stay in the know. I will be sending out a newsletter on Monday, everybody. It's free to join. Link in the description section. And I'll keep you posted when I hit that 10K. We're going to do something for that 10K sub. For real. We got to figure it out. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Mark. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, King Kruk. And then thank you, EF Time to zoom out. Exactly. Mazman, don't let that food get cold, brother. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ronald. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. And you already know, until next time, keep shooting, stay creative. Thank you, everybody.
Join me every Thursday on YouTube for another live show of Let's Talk Photography. We cover the latest news, interviews with today's industry leaders, tips, tricks, lighting, cameras, and the business of photography. My weekly live stream is all about crowd participation. You're encouraged to ask questions, talk about the cool camera gear you've got or the camera gear you want to get. Hell, you could just join our open panel discussion during our Q&A portion of the show. The cost of access to Let's Talk Photography is very, very low. For today only, I'm hosting a very low price of free $99 to subscribe and press that bell icon to get notifications of my upcoming live streams. Now let's get back to the show.